Have you ever felt stuck in your growth? Like you're spinning in circles, afraid to try something new because the fear of making mistakes holds you back? You're not alone. Many of us feel that way. But here's the twist: the very thing we're afraid of, making mistakes, is the secret to unlocking our full potential. Welcome to Mental Health and Astrology, where different worlds connect. My name is Sander de Bot, therapist and astrologer for more than 22 years now, and it's wonderful to see you here on this channel. Each week, we explore how self awareness can help you with your mental health, which ways are available to navigate challenges in your life, how to build stronger and healthier connections with yourself and others, and several ways you can take care for your own mental health. In these personal transformation videos, we will discover mental health in all its aspects and show some connections to astrology. In the visual storytelling series, we will, in simple words, discover more about astrology, with our main focus still on mental health. This week, we're diving into the secrets of growth, daring to embrace mistakes. So grab a cozy drink, settle in, and let's explore how you can reconnect with yourself in favor of your own mental health. In this video, we'll speak in simple terms how we can embrace mistakes, show how it influences your mental wellness, and I'll give you practical tools to make this knowledge part of your daily life. Be sure to watch the video till the end. We have a nice exercise again that will help you unlock insights about yourself. Welcome back to Mental Health and Astrology. Today I'm sharing a perspective that could change how you see failure forever. Not only will we uncover how mistakes fuel your personal development, but we'll also explore their connection to astrology, that ancient tool that offers insights into our fears and strengths. As a therapist and astrologer, I'm guiding people, helping them to embrace who they really are and live with confidence. Here's what I have learned: perfectionism is one of the biggest roadblocks to growth. The fear of criticism and failure can keep us stuck into a loop of overthinking, procrastination, or even burnout. But what if we saw mistakes not as a failure, but as a course to our hopes and dreams? And again, let's keep it realistic. But imagine how liberating it would be to embrace trial and error as part of learning. Like Thomas Edison said once, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. We live in a society where perfection is often pursued. We want to do everything right, make no mistakes, and we like to be always successful. But the reality is that mistakes are inevitable. In fact, they are important learning moments that help us to grow and develop ourselves. The idea that we should always be perfect can put an enormous pressure on us and prevent us from trying new things. We may be afraid of criticism from others, or the feeling of failure, or simply the unknown. But this fear can hinder us from taking risks, stepping out of our comfort zone, and developing new skills. So it's important to remember that success rarely comes without trial and error. Behind every success story lies a series of mistakes and learning moments. By embracing your mistakes as a natural part of the learning process, we can free ourselves from the pressure to be perfect and open ourselves up to growth and development. In this episode, we'll break down how you can reframe your mindset about mistakes, tap into astrological insights, and we have a simple and practical reflection exercise to turn every stumble into progress. By the end of this video, you'll feel empowered to take risks, learn, and grow without fear of failure. So let's dive in. And as always, no prior astrology knowledge is needed. Everything will be explained in simple words. Stick around, You might just see mistakes in a whole new light. But what does it mean to truly embrace mistakes? It starts with giving yourself permission to try, even when you're unsure of the outcome. It's the willingness to step out of your comfort zone and explore the unknown. Mistakes, far from being failures, are like road signs. They point the way toward growth. It's important to realize that mistakes are not failures. They are a natural part of the learning process. Think of learning as a journey. Every time you make a mistake, you get a feedback. Let's say you gave the wrong answer in a meeting or you missed a deadline. Instead of labeling yourself as a failure, try asking, what can I learn from this? Mistakes aren't setbacks, it's information that can help you to make corrections in your course. This reflection is essential for growing from mistakes. It's about acknowledging the mistake, taking responsibility, and then shifting the focus to the solution and the lessons that you can learn. Fear of making mistakes can hinder us enormously. It can lead to procrastination, perfectionism, and a lack of self confidence. We are then afraid of criticism, of rejection, and the feeling of failure. Here's some truth to think over. The fear of mistakes is often worse than the mistakes themselves. Perfectionism can keep you paralyzed or stuck in overthinking. And while this fear might protect you from failure, it also robs you of the opportunity to grow. By overcoming this fear, we open the door to growth and development. This fear can manifest in various forms. Some completely avoid new challenges, while others focus excessively on details to prevent mistakes, which can lead to stress and burnout. It's important to recognize when this fear is hindering you and then to deliberately work on letting go of perfectionism. This can be done, for example, by taking small, manageable risks and rewarding yourself for the attempt, regardless of the outcome. Let me share a little bit about my own journey when it comes to fear and making mistakes. When I started this channel, I had no experience at all with filming or video editing. Honestly, I wasn't sure at all how this would turn out. For sure, I'm not the one who loves to be in front of a camera. As a child, I was the one who tried to get away when pictures were made. So for me, there must be an inner need to do this. And there is, but it can bring some mistakes along the way. And sometimes I might mistaken by mispronouncing words, or maybe people have their own opinions about astrology and feel that it's hard to relate to real world issues, or even to relate to a therapist like me. But it's okay. All of these thoughts could have held me back, and they could have stopped me from sharing my insights here on YouTube about mental health and astrology. But I didn't let them. Why? Because I believe in the things I do with my work. And I made a choice to speak up, mistakes and all. And it's not because I'm perfect that I'm here or because I don't mistakes, because I definitely do. But I have learned that putting yourself out there, even imperfectly, is what leads to growth. And that's the mindset I want to share with you today. It's okay to start before you are ready. And it's okay to make mistakes along the way. Daring to learn and make mistakes also means being kind to yourself. That you don't judge yourself for mistakes, but that you accept them as a part of being human. It means that you learn from your mistakes and then move on. For example, let's talk about riding a bike. How did you learn? Probably by falling and falling again and again. And each time you got back up, you became stronger and more confident. That's the essence of growth: trial, error, resilience. and not being afraid to make mistakes and to start over again. Now, let's bring in the concept of a growth mindset. That's the belief that abilities aren't fixed, they can be developed with effort. People with a growth mindset see challenges or even problems as opportunities and mistakes as learning moments. And instead of saying, I cannot do this, they ask, how can I improve? How can I make sure that I can handle it? Let's make this real with a few examples. You've just started a new job and you're terrified of messing up. And instead of trying to be perfect, allow yourself to be a beginner. Ask questions, seek feedback, and treat every misstep as a chance to learn. By the end of the first month, you'll know more than you did on day one. And that's growth. Are you learning a new skill? Mistakes are inevitable. Think of learning a new language. You'll mispronounce words, you mess up grammar, and maybe even embarrass yourself while speaking. But each attempt brings improvement. Without mistakes, you never get fluent. The last example for now, maybe you are a parent. Did you ever felt like you've had handled a situation with your child the wrong way? It's okay, there is no manual. Reflect, learn, try again. Your willingness to grow sets an example for your kids too. The takeaway here, the path to progress is paved with mistakes. Without these mistakes, you're not learning, you're standing still. Next, we'll connect these ideas to astrology, uncovering how the planets can guide you towards personal growth. As we discussed earlier, the fear of making mistakes is a major obstacle to personal growth. Astrology can give us insights into the origin of this fear and help us to overcome this fear. It offers us a map to understand our underlying fears, strengths, and growth opportunities. Saturn, for instance, is the planet of discipline, structure, responsibility, and learning through experience. So it often symbolizes the lessons we learn through struggle. If your Saturn is in a certain place of your natal chart, it may point to where you feel most challenged and where you stand to grow the most. For instance, if Saturn is in your career sector, you might fear failure at work. But Saturn's lesson here is to, and there it is again, embrace those fears, take responsibility, and grow through effort and perseverance. The position of Saturn in your natal chart can give you insight into the areas where you learn the most by taking on challenges and making mistakes. It can also indicate where your fears and limiting beliefs lie that you must overcome to reach your full potential. Saturn teaches us through experience and by taking responsibility for our actions, including the mistakes we make. Meanwhile, Mars represents energy, action, assertiveness, and courage. Mars shows how we approach challenges and take risks. It's the planet that prompts us to act, to take initiative, to overcome obstacles. The position of Mars in your natal chart indicates how you deal with those energies and how you express your courage and daring. For example, if Mars is in Gemini, you might love trying new things, but you can struggle with focus. Understanding this can help you to balance experimentation with consistency. It's precisely the combination of Mars, courage and action, and Saturn, structure, discipline, learning through experience, that helps us to deal with mistakes in a constructive way and learn from them. Astrology doesn't predict mistakes, it highlights where you can learn the most by embracing them. The full context of someone's natal chart, including the aspects that Mars and Saturn make with other planets, give us a much more detailed picture. The most important thing here is that Mars gives us the energy and courage to take action, while Saturn teaches us to take discipline and responsibility for our actions, including the mistakes we make. By balancing these two energies, we can fully grow and develop ourselves. By gaining insight into your Mars and Saturn placement, you can better understand how you deal with challenges and how you can take action. This insight can help you to show more courage and pursue your goals with more daring. Now, a practical exercise to help you embrace mistakes and learn from them. This exercise is called the mistake reflection and is designed to help you develop a healthier relationship with mistakes. It's important to approach this exercise with openness and self compassion. The goal is not to criticize yourself, but to gain insight to grow. This exercise consists of 5 steps. And the first is think of a recent mistake you made. This can be something small, such as giving a wrong answer in a meeting, or something big as missing a deadline. Choose a mistake that is recent enough to remember well, but not so recent that the emotions are still too overwhelming. Okay, found a situation, write down exactly what happened. Describe the situation objectively, as if you are writing a report. Avoid judgments or interpretations. Focus on the facts. What happened? Who was involved? What were the concrete consequences? An example from my own life. I had prepared a presentation, but I forgot to add an important part. And during the presentation, I noticed that I got stuck and that I couldn't answer the audience questions well. Now, analyze what you can learn from your own answer. And this is the core of the exercise. Ask yourself questions like what went wrong? What could I have done differently? What signals did I miss? What skills can I develop to prevent this in the future? Write them down so that they are out of your head and be honest with yourself but remain gentle. The point is to gain insight and not to punish yourself. So, in the example of the presentation, you could conclude that I should have prepared better for the presentation or that I could have asked someone for feedback instead of training on my own. Now, formulate concrete action points. Turn the lessons you have learned into concrete steps. What will you concretely do differently in the future? And make it as specific as possible. For example, for my next presentation, I will make a checklist to ensure that I cover all the important parts. And I will also practice the presentation at least once with someone else. And again, be kind to yourself. This is perhaps the most important step, accept that making mistakes is human and that everyone makes them. Don't judge yourself, but see the mistake as a learning moment. I know it can be tough, and sometimes it's even really hard, but it's possible. Speak honest and fair to yourself as you would to your best friend who has made a mistake. For example, say to yourself, it's okay to make mistakes, I learned something from it, and I will do better next time. By doing this exercise on a regular basis, you develop a healthier and more constructive attitude towards mistakes. You learn to see them as opportunities for growth instead as proof of failure. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the power of embracing mistakes. I hope this video is helpful to understand the importance of this essential element. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about showing up, learning, and trying again. Every stumble, every so called failure is a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Every week, I share clear insights about your mental health, show concrete tools in the form of practical exercises and useful tips to support your own mental well being. My goal is to help you feel more connected, understood and empowered by showing insights and different possibilities to create or maintain a healthy and balanced mindset. This week we learned the mistake reflection. Try this exercise and see for yourself how it can help you find more peace and confidence in yourself. Let me know in the comments, what's a mistake you've learned from and how has it shaped you? I'd love to hear your story. If you found value in today's video, then don't keep it for yourself and subscribe to Mental Health and Astrology so you don't miss a single episode. You stay informed of all new insights, exercises, and tips. Let's stay connected and build a community of people dedicated to growth and self discovery. Together, we can navigate our lives and the challenges of it with clarity and compassion. Feel free to share this video with others who might benefit from these insights. Earlier today, we spoke about being your own best friend. Now, guess what the next topic will be? Yes, indeed. We will speak about connecting with yourself as your best friend. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. It ties perfectly into what we have discussed today. And we have a powerful exercise to connect with yourself. So make sure you be there. And if you haven't seen it, check this video for more information about your own mental health and how to start connecting with yourself again. Remember, making mistakes is not a problem. We all make mistakes. It's all about the way we handle after those mistakes. Give yourself the permission to learn, to stumble, to fall, and stand up again. Embrace yourself, embrace your mistakes, and create a newer and better fitting version of you. The path to growth is paved with trial and error, and every step you take is a victory. See you next week.